Talking about the trailer of Sarzameen, so one core aspect that I obviously want to talk about is the relationship within the father and the son. A lot of people always say that's always complicated. Here you see there is a sort of toxicity in the way he looks at things, and I'm sure there are more layers to it as well.
Yeah.
Was this an interesting aspect to play? Because in real life, of course, you're a very different person. You have a beautiful bond with your own child, and and you have immense respect for your father. But when you get to play such complicated realities, which are also in a lot of relationships, how do you perceive that?
The most interesting aspect about the father-son relationship in Sarzameen is that it is not about being a father and a son. It's about two men who are both trying to cope with generational trauma. It's about two men who have still not come to terms with their own vulnerabilities. It's about two men who are still battling demons inside of them. And it's about two men who are escapists. They usually end up not wanting to face themselves. And that is the most interesting aspect of it. And these two men happen to be a young father and his son. That is what really appealed to me. And as you would have seen in the trailer, there is part of the film where the son is about 11, 12 years old. And then there is a part of the film where he's now a teenager. And what happens between these two transitions and how slowly the father and the son start realizing that in a way, they are very similar. In a way, they are both coping with similar issues. And it's a mother that they reflect their conscience off from. It's a woman in their lives that they sort of reflect the conscience off from. And it's her who tells the both of them that maybe the issues that both of you need to look within yourselves. So in that way, it's a very intricate, beautifully structured human drama, narrated in the backdrop of the spectacular backdrop of Kashmir and the army and insurgency and all that. I just hope what drew me to the script the very first time I read it is exactly what people will find appealing come the 25th of July.
It's very interesting you said that the conscience that reflects in them is that of the woman in their lives. And you've been someone who's spoken about how wonderfully your mother brought you guys up and what a strong influence she has been in your life.
Yeah.
Tell us a little on that. And of course, she always very proudly talks about the way you have achieved so much in life as well. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I mean, my brother and I, us as a family actually, unfortunately lost dad at a very young age. I was only 14, and one thing is that we lost him, and the other thing was it was completely unexpected. He was not ill or anything, just one fine day he just suddenly left like that. And it was a point in life where things could have gone really haywire for us from there on, because we were really not prepared. No one ever is, but we were really not prepared for the eventuality that dad might not be around any longer. And what really stuck with me from those times is how seamlessly mom took control of our lives, and she made sure that both of us pursued what we wanted to in life, and she always facilitated a surrounding for both of us to blossom in whichever way we wanted to. And I will for always be thankful for how strong a woman she was during those times. Because it would have been very easy she was a very, very young mother at that time. She was in her 40s when dad left, early 40s when dad left. And that's how old I am today. I'm 42 today. Around the same age my mother was when she lost her husband. And now, if I contemplate and imagine a situation where I lose my partner suddenly one day, I can imagine how tough it must have been. For her to never let my brother and I know that, is always the biggest achievement that I have seen in real life from anyone. I'm sure there are millions of women out there who have done equally brave things, but for me, I grew up seeing this. So yeah, my mother is a hero for me.
So well put. Is it okay to say that the way you were brought up also helped you in looking at the world around you later? Your relationships with the various women in your life also has been shaped to the way you respected your mother, the way you look at your partner. As I have some lovely post where you so beautifully talk about your partner, your wife. Then, of course, your relationship with the daughter. I think it all gets impacted, no? They say the way you're brought up is a reflection of how you will be eventually.
I'm sure I'm deeply influenced by how I've been brought up, like all of us are. I'm sure my relationships in my life are structured based on what I've seen my mother and my father do with their relationships in their lives. And I'm very, very fortunate to have had a really nourishing childhood. And my memories of my father are not about a star or an actor. My memories of my father are about this academician with this voracious appetite for knowledge and a lot of books. And I remember my dad as someone who I could walk up to and ask him about anything, and he could speak to you for hours on it, be it philosophy, mathematics, language, politics, and that's who I always aspired to be. I always thought, oh man, I need to be able to speak like he does. I need to be able to know so much stuff as he does. And, before being an actor, he was an English teacher, and he was also a lawyer. I remember during my childhood days, my home, we had this really big library that later we donated to my brother's college. And the kind of eclectic collections that my dad used to have. So all those are the memories that I have grown up with. And then I also have memories of such a well-read, such an accomplished man, letting the woman be the center of power at home, letting her be the decision maker, and being so secure and comfortable with a really powerful, authoritative woman in his life. Which now, when I look back, is so wonderful. So I'm blessed and I'm lucky to have had such parents, and I'm sure whatever I am today is deeply influenced by what my dad and my mom are, where, and how they lived their lives.